Alright, so I have been wanting to paint an old pair of UGG boots for a while now. I got these at Goodwill. They're still comfortable. Soles are still good. They're just wore out looking. I don't know how it's going to turn out. DIY paint does very well on fabric. So this is a fabric. And I might paint it and then probably going to seal it with a clear wax. And we'll just see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I've painted another pair of boots before. These are just regular boots, not very expensive. Came from Shoe Show, and they've been holding up pretty well. And I'm having a hard time figuring out what color. I'm almost thinking I want to paint them multicolored. I really like the blues. This might be mermaid tail or sea glass. This is bohemian blue. I'm not sure what this one is. I put them in bottles. I got mint chip. I like the blues and the greens. This is aviary. We have apothecary. That's another good one. So I believe how I'm going to start is the fabric needs to be wet because DIY paint acts like a dye. It's very pigmented. It's clay based. So I'm thinking about just wetting the whole boot at one time, stick it in the tub or under the water and just get it good and wet, and then just start, you know, rubbing in paint. I'll need to pick up a spray bottle so I can keep it wet as I work, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. All right, so follow along. Okay, so I pretty much wet this whole boot, and I have a cup of water here. Like I said, I need to get a spray bottle. I'm gonna stuff the boot with bags so it'll stand up on its own. Go ahead and do that. And I need to try to keep in mind I want the boots to be the same, so no matter how I paint them. I'm going to try to make them the same. I'm going to start around this part here. And I'm going to put the darker blue. This is bohemian blue. I'm going to use some toothbrushes. This is a small area. And trying to put the blue around here. Let's see. I'm not the best at video recording. But the toothbrush will kind of you know, rub the paint in. See? Yeah. It's gonna get over on the other side, but that's okay. You can reactivate DIY paint. So if it gets on this sole here, I can wet it and get it off pretty easy. Alright, so here you go. Finally started. I've had these boots for a while now. I'm going to try not to cover the UGG emblem or tag. I feel like waxing this boot, because it's a fabric, is going to do better than polyacrylic. I don't know. These boots I use polyacrylic on. a whole different material. But I guess I could do one polyacrylic and one with wax. And see. Okay. So here we've started. And I'm probably going to, I'll do one boot real time, I guess, and then the other boot probably be sped up. This is sea glass. I'll use a different toothbrush. Save your old toothbrushes. I know it's not the greatest thing. Or this paint is not as thick. I watered it down. So there's a little difference here. Let's see. This one's probably thicker. It is. Yeah, DIY paint's real thick. Alright. Here's the other blue. I don't know, I see this boot with the blues and greens and I see sunflowers on it. I like sunflowers. My mom was she loved sunflowers. She passed away in 2013. So we just have a lot of sunflowers in our life because it just, you know, reminds us of her. I think my mom would have liked all this painting of boots. She was kind of she liked different stuff. And I guess I didn't really appreciate it, you know, when I was younger. You appreciate it more when you're older. Another thing with these boots, I need to not be afraid to wear them. I need to show them off. Not tuck my pants in so people can see the boot. Don't hide it. Okay, look. There's color number 2. It's pretty much, I haven't watered the paint down. When DIY paint dries, it's going to dry lighter. So when you put a top coat on it, it'll bring the colors out a little more. Alright. Let's do a green. Let's, like apothecary. Let's do apothecary. Here comes some apothecary. Let's put this over here. Might keep the kind of brown edges on the boot. Alright, apothecary. And I'm just gonna kind of just, you know, rub it in because you're dyeing the fabric. You want it to kind of get in the fibers. If you've watched Debbie's design, if you follow Debbie's design diary, she painted a couch. And she can show you how to do that. I've painted a chair before. I did not use DIY paint though, but it did come out a little crunchy, but I still like the look. I just feel like sometimes old things are still good, they just need a new life. Give them a little bit of color, paint, spruce them up. If you think about it, I can't imagine how much stuff we send to the landfill. It's just scary. Where is all that going? All right, apothecary. So you need to follow Debbie with DIY Paint, Debbie's Design Diary. You can also follow the Turquoise Iris. She does a lot of painting. She's painted on wedding dresses. She'll paint hats. Pretty much the way I started following all of them is I started following Debbie. And from Debbie, I believe I started following Jamie Ray Vintage. And then I started following Dion. Okay, so we're going to do another color here in this area. I have some aviary. Aviary. It's a really cool green. All right, we got aviary. I have to mix a few colors if I'm going to stay with the blues and greens and make them different. That was like apothecary. Why don't I mix some apothecary and aviary together? A little bit different. Let's do a blue again. This one I mixed a couple of the blues and a little green together. Not sure what you would say my favorite color is. I like the Bohemian blue. Maybe I would probably say that one. So tell you what, let's do Bohemian blue up the back here. Alright. So, got the first coat. I don't know if I'm going to need a second coat. I guess we'll just kind of let it dry and see. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and paint number 2. I'm afraid to wait because I may forget what colors I've used. And I also have them laid out. That way I'll go ahead and use them. Something else I want to do. I know this is strange, but I have this bear. It's an old bear. Somebody gave it to me. I got it in a clean out. I would like to paint it also with DIY paint. So that'll be another day. My problem is I'm always thinking of the next project while I'm doing a project, and then I don't finish this project because I move on to the next. So here you go. I know I have a problem. Alright, so I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do time lapse. You don't have to see each and every step. So here we go. Alright, so these have been drying, I don't know, about 4 days or so. I don't know if I'm going to put a second coat on them or not, but I want to go around with the dark blue and just touch up around these edges. And then I may go around this other trim here with a gold paint. That's what I'm going to work on now. Alright, the boots are dry. I did end up putting 2 coats on there. Just thought it would give it better coverage. So I'm trying to kind of figure out ideas as to what to draw on it. Probably use paint markers. I think they'll be easy to use. Might do like a sun, you know, flower, and just kind of play around with it. So I'm going to use a pencil to kind of sketch things out at first. So what I've done now to the boots is I've gone around with a gold paint. This is Golden Ticket by DIY Paint. And I've gone around the bottom and all around the trim here, around the top. And I have a smut spot, so I gotta go back and fix it. But I'm gonna do the other pair just like that. So that's what I'm working on now. Alright, so my boots are finished. I wanted to give you an update. I used Minwax polyacrylic to seal the boots. I have worn them a few times. They are kind of crackly because the Minwax, probably should put another coat on it, but it kind of makes them feel kind of plasticky. And then my gold from the Golden Ticket is wearing off a little bit, so I may touch it up some. I think they're cute. I have worn them. I've gotten some comments. Let me know if you try doing a pair of your own. See how the gold's wearing off some. Probably redo the gold and then put polyacrylic over it. It might help seal it a little better. Alright, stay funky.